Buongiorno, this is Axel Maaw from Become Top 1%. Today I wanted to talk about habits. Having great habits to become the person that you really want to become, indeed the top 1%. Everything you want to do, you always have to have great habits. I just finished to read a book that is called Atomic Habits. I really suggest you. It's great. It really makes you understand from different perspectives what you have to do, how to destroy those stupid habits that we all have, and to actually put the amazing habits that we want to have in our life. It's very complicated, like everything in life. Nothing it's easy, and every time that I hear this thing, oh, it's very hard, nothing it's easy in this life. If it was easy, everybody was doing it, which sounds like a cliche, but it's totally true. Every time we want to get the extraordinary, so things that are not ordinary, to get that, we have to do every time extraordinary things, having those amazing habits that will make you be outside the average. Being the average is very easy. You just have to not do much. You just wake up whenever you want. You work those minimum amount of hours to get the paycheck or this minimum amount of money at the end of the month. And then you're just average. You never go to the gym, or you go to the gym a little bit, one time a week, 2 times a week. You just do everything like Saturday, Sunday off, Friday night, Saturday nights, maybe at home, sometime in a club, dressing like super poorly, like an average, not doing any events, not going to any events, every time say no, having the cognitive dissonance like super big. Every time someone is inviting you to do something, you just say no and no and no, because you just want to say no, because it's just easier, because you're afraid of trying different things. And life is like this. It's boring, it's flat, nothing is happening. And then sometimes you can ask the people, oh, would you do this thing? And people, oh yeah, on the paper, everybody's super good. Oh yes, I would do it, it's amazing. But then the truth is that you will not do that. The truth is that you would say no when the occasion comes. And I am sure if you look back to your life, you have a lot of examples that someone invited you to do something cool, something different, something that maybe could have been a little bit more complicated, maybe more expensive, more like anything, and still you said no. So you always will say no because you have the cognitive dissonance. If you know what it is, it's just like something that totally makes sense to do it. Any step that would make sense to do it. On a paper, if you put the pros and cons, it's only pros or lots of pros, very few cons, and you still say no. Why? Because maybe your brain, you thought, oh yeah, I'm gonna just stay at home watching Netflix, doing a thing. Today just was a relaxing day. Which kind of relaxing day do you need? I mean, you don't really need relaxing days. You can relax one day when you're gonna be dead, you can relax, but right now you have to take action. You have to do things. You are young just right now, and even if you are 50 plus, you still are young, because you can consider yourself old maybe after 70, but till that time you're still super young. And especially if you're 20 or 30, your 20s or your 30s, you're like super young, and you have to take action. You have to say yes. You have to go. And in all of this, coming back to the original topic, it's about habits. You have to build those amazing habits that will take you to become the top 1%. There is no other way becoming top 1% than just having amazing habits. It's impossible to be a Michael Phelps. It's impossible to be any type of Brad Pitt or the Tate Brands or Bilzerian or whatever the person that you're looking up to, any politician, any artist of any sort. I just came back from a festival that I love. It's called Ziget Festival. It's in Hungary. It's one of my favorite festivals ever. Really recommended to go. Despite maybe a few years ago was a little bit better. Nevertheless, I always have a lot of fun. Lots of amazing things happen. Maybe in another podcast I will tell you what happened there and why it's so amazing to go. But I was checking all the artists. It's full of artists, and all these artists are all day doing repetitively the things that put them in those fucking stages. There is no other way. There's no other way around. Even if you want to do it in another way around, even if you say, oh yeah, they're so lucky. Dudes are not, they're not lucky. I mean, a little bit maybe, but it's literally 5%. It's like practically not even luck. it's 95% hard work. And the hard work usually is literally repeating over and over the same things. Every day is repeating the same things. You wake up and you do for 4 hours, 5, 6, 8. You don't even have to go super crazy doing like 12 hours. Technically speaking, you'll be always working, 12 hours a day, 14 hours a day, 16 hours a day. If you really want to do it, you're always going to be working. But the focus work, the very amount of time that you're dedicating towards that specific goal, maybe it can be even as little as 4 hours. But those 4 hours going to be like super hyper focused, like just doing that all day. Like maybe you wake up, you do breakfast, you train, you do a few steps in your routine, typical habits, that if you follow them exactly the same, you're gonna be like very easy to perform, because you will not have to spend a lot of calories in thinking, what should I do next? Sometimes you're gonna have to, push yourself a little bit to do those habits, because even if they are automatized, still they can be difficult. For example, training. Sometimes you're gonna wake up and feel like, oh fuck, today I really don't want to train, but you're still gonna have to do it. And if you do it, eventually you're gonna get it. You're gonna get there. I'm sure about this. So you should always push yourself like the best that you can to do these habits, automatize these habits, and then keep on doing it. Not only the days that you're gonna feel amazing, but also the days that you will not feel amazing. In any case, then there is the time. It can be 8 a.m., 10 a.m., whatever is the time for you. Like some people wakes up at 5 a.m. There was a period that I was waking up at 5 a.m. I don't know if in the future I will wake up at 5 a.m. again. In this moment, I'm more into the 7, 8 a.m. type of things. Another day, I just feel like I want to sleep. And I'm guilty about it, but I just believe that sometimes I want to listen to my body and I want to sleep a little bit longer. So maybe I do 10, 11 a.m., even rarely like even 12 or something. But I try to do my best, every time to stay in the 7, 8 a.m. because I still feel very, very productive. I also don't like to go to sleep too early. But at the same time, I do feel that I'm more productive when the sun is outside. For example, tonight it's midnight now, and I really wanted to, in my checklist that was today, to have this podcast. So I really wanted to do it. It's much better to do everything concentrated, and I'm one of those that I'm a workaholic as well, so I just work all the time. So when it's time to party, I'm a party maniac. I can really ignite a party. I can actually create a party, because I actually launch parties constantly. So top 1% even in that, in creating parties, in creating events. Definitely, I love it. Maybe one day you're gonna be invited in one of those events that I do with some other guys, and surely many girls. In any case, the thing is, let's say it's 9 a.m. and you're ready to work. Then for 4 hours, maybe you just like push it until like 1 p.m. And then once you finish at 1 p.m., maybe you're done for the day. Maybe the things that you wanted to do, maybe the really focused thing that you wanted to do are done. Maybe then you can concentrate and do other stuff. It can be many different areas. You don't have to go super nuts in doing 12 hours, 14 hours. Like as soon as you do 4 hours, but very focused. I don't mean like, stopping, eating something, chilling a while, checking your phone or whatever. No, like really find your balance, but then perform on it. So try to wake up every time. Try to go to sleep. For me, it's even harder, to go to sleep at the same time every time. For me, especially, my main problem is especially going to sleep at the same time every time. Sometimes I'm sleepy, let's say at 10, other time at midnight, another time at 4 a.m. So what can I do? I'm trying every time to fix it, but most of the time I'm gonna be working anyway. It's not that I'm gonna be like, slacking off. Very few times I stay with my girlfriend, maybe watch a movie or something, but I also try to never do things that are not really proactive, like indeed watching a movie, but try to go to sleep every time the best that you can at the same time. So for example, if it's midnight, you want to sleep 8 hours, which by the way, after many time checking, discussing, debating, and checking many professional businessmen, so on, 8 hours is definitely very good. You don't have to sleep ridiculous amount of time, like 4 hours. even worse, like 3 hours or 2 hours. Like 8 hours is very good. Anyway, try to be between the 6 and 8 and you're gonna be super fine. Some people even need more. Some people even need 9, 10, 11, or even 12 hours. So every person will really be different. So check what is very good on you. If you with 7 hours, 8 hours, you're fine. Then midnight you go to sleep, 8 a.m., whatever, 7 a.m., 8 a.m., you wake up, you do those routines before, and you train. So you pump the oxygen and everything inside your body, and you start to work, and you create these amazing habits. I will tell you much more during the next podcast. I don't want to do it very long, but this is Axel Maaw. Become top 1%. You really can do it. I'm sure. Shoot your questions here and I will answer you personally. See you next time.